You want to learn how to teach kids to mind their own business? Find out how on this morning's Carolina People. Good morning. Welcome to Carolina People. This morning with the Myrtle Beach Herald. We're focused on the junior achievement of coastal South Carolina, and we're visiting with its president, Mike Campi. Good morning, Mike.
Good morning, sir. It's a pleasure to be here.
Thanks so much for getting back in. It was about a year ago you were with us promoting the same golf tournament.
It was a year ago indeed, and we have the same title sponsor. I want to do something a little fun, if you'll permit me. Your viewers, I'm sure, are well aware of your community spirit, your sense of community, and I would just like to share a little anecdote, if I may. Over the summer, my wife is pregnant with twins, I should preface it. And,
congratulations.
Thank you very much. And my wife had a craving for a muffin, and I jumped into my car with my daughter. We ran to go get a muffin, and I saw that my wife had gotten into my wallet, and I had no money. And lo and behold, I saw Greg Everett checking the newspaper box outside the local bakery.
Right.
And I yelled out, and I said, "So, Greg, I see you've been promoted to paper boy." In the meantime, my daughter had run in to find out if the bakery accepted credit cards. As you and I chatted, and I'm still amazed that you even recognized me. We had met one time, right, and that was a year ago when I was on your show.
Yeah.
And lo and behold, my daughter came out, said, "No, Dad, they don't take credit cards." I was prepared to drive over to Wachovia and just hit an ATM, and you opened up your wallet and you handed me money to get my wife, my pregnant wife, a muffin. So what I want to do is, first thing, repay.
Since it's 7 a.m., yeah.
That's right. I want.
Oh, it's money. It's not
money.
a muffin.
No, it's not a muffin.
Oh my God, starving at 7 Monday morning.
Right here.
Wow, on Carolina People. Yes, thank you, Mike. Well, that's not enough. No, injurious, pal. This,
that's right.
Well, thank you very much. Absolutely.
But I had been meaning to do so.
That's more than kind. Yeah.
I wanted to stop by and
this was totally impromptu, viewers. I promise.
It was indeed.
I did not know that was coming. That's great. Thank you.
But truly, you know, your messages on the local radio always talks about keeping your hard-earned money at home, where your home is, and you know, you're very supportive of local business and local community, and I just thought that you embodied that sense of community by after meeting me one time, you reached into your wallet, and I just
well,
thought
that's
that
very
was
kind,
really
Mike.
commendable.
And you know, normally I like to make donations in checks, but since I've got an extra $5 here today, if you please give that to Junior Achievement of Horry County or of Coastal Carolina, Coastal South Carolina. Thank you very much. You know, we think about so many activities there, and of course the Junior Achievement of Horry County is one of, I think you talked about, is it 9 counties?
We have 9 counties, from the North Carolina border down to Savannah. We've got Horry, Georgetown, Berkeley, Charleston, Dorchester, Colleton, Jasper, Hampton, and Beaufort counties.
Golly, Mike.
Yeah, it keeps us hopping. My little old Mustang outside has 125 miles on it. And as you know, I live in Conway,
right,
but our office is in Charleston. And so I spend Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday usually in Charleston, and Mondays and Fridays I work here in Horry.
God, you think about travel like that, and of course serving those 9 counties and all the different school districts. Junior Achievement's making such an impact just on the Horry County area. You think about the impact you all continue to make on the other 8 counties.
Well, living in Horry County for 20 years, I know everybody's got their pet county, and when I was first hired 4 years ago, we did have a district manager here in Horry, but being in the county for as long as I've been, I felt the organization was best served if I represented Ori, and so we made those personnel adjustments.
Sure. Do you all have a district manager in those other 8 counties, or in parts that serve those other areas?
I like to think that the Tri-County area is well represented by our presence right there, and then we do have a regional person in Beaufort County. They cover Beaufort and the greater Hilton Head area, Bluffton and surrounding areas. So yes.
When folks think of junior achievement, of course they may hear that, or they've heard it a long time. But is there something they should think of? I mean, obviously you probably hear lots of different things they may think of. What should they be thinking of when they hear junior achievement?
Some key words I would say is dropout prevention, aspiration to do greater things, personal finance and personal economics, the concept of budgeting and saving. It's a frightening thing. I know I've got a few years on you, Greg, but anybody younger than us who thinks that they're going to retire to Social Security is going to be sadly mistaken. It's going to be a tragedy, the number of folks who aren't prepared through saving and investing for those golden years, and that's part of it. It's planning for the future and making sure of the todays. The numbers, the statistics are staggering. We've got half of our households are living paycheck to paycheck, and 40% of those households are living at 110% of their annual income.
I saw that on some of your facts. I couldn't believe it.
And that's just it's going to come cascading down at some point. South Carolina last year had the second highest rate of bankruptcies, or second highest rate of increase in bankruptcies in the entire country, second only to Guam. And 99.5% of those bankruptcies were not businesses. They were our neighbors. They were personal bankruptcies that impact you and I as taxpayers and as consumers, as you well know.
Golly, Mike, and of course the difference that junior achievement makes on a daily basis, and you all start at such an early age, really making that impact at such an early age.
It's true. Truly, our programs begin in kindergarten and go straight through grade 12. And people will often ask, well, what can you teach a kindergartner about free enterprise, business, and economics? Well, our second grade program, everything is, these programs are made by our corporate headquarters in Colorado Springs, which has recently merged. We used to have Junior Achievement Inc. and then Junior Achievement International. We have now merged, and we are Junior Achievement Worldwide.
Wow.
But these programs are all designed with the student in mind, and they're very grade and age appropriate. Some kids are auditory learners, some are visual learners, some are very tactile, and what we're these are multi-sensory in design, so that regardless of how they're learning, they will learn.
Yes.
And we've got, if you'll permit me, we've got this little activity in the second grade where, ironically, they make donuts. They make pretend donuts.
Yeah.
And the idea is, you start out and they're cardboard, and so they start with the donut, and then they've got to pop out the middle, and then they've got to color it, and then put some glue on for sprinkles and so forth, and then that constitutes one unit. Well, the test is to see how many the individual children can make, and then they get into teams. They get into production teams.
Right.
And lo and behold, they are learning what Henry Ford taught us 100 years ago about assembly line efficiency,
yes,
and also the learning curve as well. All the programs are correlated to South Carolina state standards, so that whether it's delivered in a math period, a social studies period, and or at the high school level an economics or personal finance period, they're correlated to teach and reinforce these state standards.
That is fantastic, Mike.
It's great.
Well,
it really is.
To know that, so you're really not getting anyone concerned that, oh, you're not following curriculum, you're not supporting what we do on a regular basis. You're getting a full support from every teacher or administrator that gets involved.
Indeed. We know that the teachers are so pressed for time.
Right.
But I think what makes Junior Achievement unique is we don't just send our program materials to a teacher who wants to teach Junior Achievement. Mm-hmm. We look to attract folks from the business community who we select, we recruit, we train them, we monitor them, we provide support throughout, and they give of themselves 1 hour a week to be in the classroom and deliver the Junior Achievement programs. We want the business community to be involved. We want them to see how formidable the programs are. It also gives the teacher a little bit of a respite.
Right.
However, even after the volunteer commitment has concluded, they still like to use the Junior Achievement materials, which carry through 9 to, depending on the year, the grade, 9 to 15 weeks.
Wow.
So, there are lots of activities and lots of other things to reinforce the learning in the classroom. Mm-hmm. And we want the folks from the business community to augment our programs by bringing in real-life business experience.
Oh, yeah.
The bankers and the lawyers and the accountants and the small business owners.
Right.
So that yes, the generic material is there, but now let's find out how it's done in Old Reed County.
Mm-hmm. Mike, I think I remember last year you talked about getting your girls to school every morning or making the efforts, particularly the days you're in town. And since today's the first day of school, I know you want to get out of here, get them off to school. And just because of that, a lot of folks are getting out of the house now. What's the best number for someone to call if they got to head out of the house now or get to work? What's the best number for someone to call to learn about Junior Achievement of Horry County or Junior Achievement of Coastal South Carolina?
Well, the easiest way would be to just access our website, www.jacoastalsc.org.
Okay.
Or the headquarters, our headquarters number is 843. It is a Charleston number, 843-745-1141. And as you said, I know folks are getting ready to head on out, so the website is probably easier for them to remember.
Right. That's Coastal.
jacoastalsc.org.
Okay, great. jacoastalsc.org or the 843-745-1141 for viewers who may not have internet access. That's great.
Yes, sir. Exactly.
And, of course, the big event coming up next Friday, September 9th, the third annual Junior Achievement of Horry County golf tournament.
Indeed. We're really excited about it. It's always a blast. And I know you've seen our board member list. We've got a terrific representation from the Horry County business community, and they all bring out teams, and they're recruiting teams. It'll be Friday, next Friday, September 9th, 11:30 registration. We'll feed you a great Atlanta bread lunch.
Yes.
We'll get you out on the course. We'll have plenty of beverages provided by Better Brands.
Great.
And, we're really looking forward to fill the course. The Wizard is in great shape, I'm told.
Yes.
And yes, we're very pleased and proud again to partner with Carolina Trust.
Federal Credit Union, yes. Back-to-back years. Were they involved the first year as well?
They were indeed.
All 3 years as your title sponsor.
That's right, despite changes in CEO.
Yes, they've got a new one there, Jerry Miller.
That's correct.
Very exciting, the change over there, and the gentleman, Jim McDaniel, I think, heading back to the Charleston area.
Indeed. He went to Heritage Trust.
Y'all can get him back involved down there, I'm sure.
And they already are, so this was a win-win for Junior Achievement all the way around.
That's great. Golly, you think about events like that, and of course, since y'all are working on a regular basis with both the board members and otherwise, so there's still opportunities for sponsorships.
There are right now, and I haven't spoken to my staff since Friday. We still have a driving range sponsorship available, and then of course tee signs, and we have room for about 7 more foursomes to fill the course.
Great, good. For next Friday, September 9th. So viewers who may be available that day, and you said it kicks off, the shotgun starts at 1:30?
Yes, sir.
Okay, great.
And we'll have an awards reception following the event.
Are you a golfer, Mike?
I'm a baseball player, and I'm still looking for a golf pro to get the baseball swing out of my golf swing.
Yeah,
So we'll just leave it at that.
That's right. You know, there's so many golfers. Tomorrow morning, Sheriff Thompson will be with us. Sheriff Philip Thompson had an invitational recently, and of course, you know, it's fascinating when you see people out, hot weather or not. People are still getting out there to golf, whether they're here or anywhere.
Without question, that's right. As the season begins to wind down, and I'll just point out that Sheriff Thompson and the Thompson family are good friends. And I'm sorry I missed the event, but I do recall that it had to have been ungodly hot for that golf.
Yeah, a couple of Saturdays ago. That's right, 10 days ago. It's amazing when you think about events like that. What about, of course, getting into the school systems and getting support of administrators? How do you all go about, Mike, making sure that administrators and educators will wrap around junior achievement?
That's a wonderful question. We're very fortunate. We have partnered with the Waccamaw Community Foundation as of late, and the chairman of the Waccamaw Community Foundation, Mike Gerald, who's the CEO of Coastal Federal, just had a meeting with Dr. Postlethwaite, the superintendent of schools, and to talk about a JA Waccamaw Community Foundation Horry County School District partnership to deliver a new program. It's an added component to our already existing program called the JA Company program. This is where upperclassmen in the high school literally build a program, a company from the ground up.
Wow.
They begin by selling stock so that they can buy the materials to assemble a product. They have a marketing team. They sell the product. With this new venture, we're going to challenge these students to net out $500.
Wow.
At which point the Community Foundation will match it 10-1. What we're going to do is then the Community Foundation will come in and teach this company how philanthropy takes place.
Right.
And it's very exciting that they'll learn how to investigate 501c3s, and they'll learn the difficulties or the challenges in, do we want to give this big piece of money to one nonprofit? Do we want to give it to 20 nonprofits? And so we're very excited about this new enterprise. But yes, we try to start, whenever we can, we try to start at the top. And in other counties, we may have a faculty member or a guidance counselor who opens doors for us. And then from there, we're once the door is open, there's no stopping us.
And there's been great reception of the course materials put together by Junior Achievement out there. You said out in Colorado Springs, Junior Achievement Worldwide helps, and so you're in so many school districts. You've gotten a lot of feedback and probably know the ways that really make a difference on a day-to-day basis.
Absolutely. As a corporate entity, a corporate nonprofit, we're reaching more than 5 million students across the country.
Wow.
And that's very exciting. And we were talking before coming on this morning how we're the baby brother of other J's across the state, and so we have seen the success in Columbia, and we're looking to replicate a lot of that.
You talked about, of course, for our viewers in the PD and obviously in southeastern North Carolina, but particularly in the PD that are tied to the group in Columbia. It's amazing. Little groups like Hartsville or otherwise that continue to have very active junior achievement programs.
And thanks to my colleagues in Columbia, exactly.
You know, when you think about it, of course, you break down oftentimes the elementary and middle grade programs. It's top to bottom. The activities within the school system are maybe breaking down just the middle grade and the high school thing, some of the other practical programs that would be making a difference. If someone was interested in making a donation, how their dollars would be expended.
Well, and I appreciate the opportunity to just elaborate a little bit about some of the programs. The 7th grade program is, it's just being changed now. It used to be called ESIS, which was an acronym for the Economics of Staying in School. Truly a dropout prevention program. We like to think of all our programs as being dropout prevention or programs of aspiration or an encouragement, but the 7th grade program was designed specific. It's a very critical age, decision-making wise. Am I going to stick it out, or am I going to wherever? And so we have the economics of staying in school as a true dropout prevention program. Mm-hmm. And then we have, for the 8th and or 9th grade, we have personal economics. And this program, I believe, should be required of all 8th or 9th grade students everywhere. Mm-hmm. This is a program that talks about the need to save and invest, the how to set up a home budget, how to balance a checkbook, and things that you and I take for granted, but they may not be getting exposure to. Our kids are receiving credit card applications.
Couldn't believe that.
By junior year in high school,
yeah.
And they'll fill it out, not looking at interest rates, not looking at terms, and they head to. In fact, I bet a lot of our Horry County students did it just before school started this morning, and they went to Tanger and bought some school clothes, and they'll get the bill next week or in a couple weeks, and they're going to say, look, I only have to give them $21 back, which is the minimum payment.
Sure.
And the tailspin can then begin if they haven't been provided the guidance beforehand.
I saw it. I don't know if that comes off y'all's website or not, but one of those facts, why choose junior achievement? Persons entering college are offered, as you said, a multitude of credit cards, but 45% of college students are in credit card debt virtually at the get-go, the average credit card debt being $3,066. That is incredible.
And where are college students going to get that kind of money?
That's right. Hey, Dad. Hey, Mom. That's right. Hey, Mom. I mean, that's a tough call.
And think of the interest on $3,000 every single month.
Right.
It just compounds itself. The problem compounds itself.
This is critical stuff that someone can get. Again, jacoastalsc.org.
Yes, sir.
jacoastalsc.org. These why choose junior achievement, or if they can't get it there, easily calling your office. The phone number again down in Charleston.
It's 843-745-1141.
It is so important to get some of these facts and figures and to understand that children are being bombarded with credit card offers and other opportunities, not to slight the credit card industry. If there's folks that will use them and they may need them for a critical, to furnish their house after their house is burned down. I mean, oftentimes credit cards are used in a critical instance, but it's how they're used.
And even the credit card companies want to see their credit cards used properly.
Right.
Yes, they are a business and they're in business to make money, but nobody wants to see folks default and file. When somebody defaults and files bankruptcy, particularly in the healthcare field, God forbid we need to go access medical care at one of our local hospitals. Well, we're paying for our medical care, but we're also paying for the medical care that was provided to those who have not or will not pay for their medical attention. And that's just one example. It's a glaring example, but it's just one of many examples of the economic impact it has on the individual consumer for those who default.
Mike, have your two daughters helped you work throughout the school systems? Have they given you tips of, Dad, this will work well in, this won't? Here's some.
I will say that my oldest has, she interned with JA 2 years ago. And I don't know if it was her exposure to some of the JA programs or her exposure to her old man, I don't know. But she has more CDs at Carolina Trust than I have all the way around. She is a true saver.
Wow.
Almost to a fault. And then we still have a little work to do on my younger daughter.
Your 13-year-old, yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, today's such a big day as the kids get back in. You all have been working hard for this area. Of course, other schools in different parts of the state are starting at different times, but today's such a big day.
All my other counties have already started school.
Is that right?
That's
okay.
right. And we just concluded a big campaign to help pay for the program materials, and now the program materials are being delivered there program materials in Horry County will follow in the next 10 days or so.
How could a viewer get involved, Mike? What else could they do if they don't golf and aren't interested in being out there next Friday for the big 3rd annual Coastal or Carolina Trust Federal Credit Union event? What are some other ways volunteers could get involved?
Well, give us a call or visit our website. We have special events throughout the year that help generate the necessary funds to buy the program materials and have them shipped directly to the schools. We also have costs associated with training. We provide very comprehensive training to our classroom volunteers, who we call consultants, and that's another area that your viewers could consider. They may have a student in one of the schools that may or may not be delivering junior achievement. We'd love the opportunity to expand our programs. Of course, financial resources would be necessary,
right.
But we're always looking for opportunities to expand our program delivery.
Great words, Mike. Thanks so much
for
being with us
this
morning.
You.
Sorry time's blown by so fast. Enjoy getting the girls off to school. Stay tuned to more Carolina People with Mike Campi coming up next. Think about that. More young adults filed for bankruptcy than graduated from college in 2001. More young adults filed for bankruptcy than graduated from college in 2001. That's an alarming statistic. You think, how can you make a difference? Get involved with junior achievement. You can be out there next Friday at the golf tournament out at the Wizard Golf Course. Shotgun starts at 1:30. You can get out there at 11:30, start practicing a little bit. There's also some foursomes still available. You got to give them a call. 843-745-1141. That's 843-745-1141. You got to dial that 843. Make that call, or go online at jacoastalsc.org. You think, how can you make a difference? A donation as small as $75 will impact an elementary classroom, up to potentially 22 students of coursework materials for them. $100 can go a long way as well. You've got to make a call. 843-745-1141. The words priceless investment is the way Mike sums it up. Priceless investment. You can make a difference. Be a part of the junior achievement of Coastal South Carolina.